what's up, guys? And what's up, Sussex Squad? Yo, sit down. We gotta talk, y'all. There is an emergency in the palace. William has pulled out of his godfather's funeral, who is very close to at the very last second. Camilla was caught on camera wiping those tears off. One thing for certain and two things for sure. Camilla is going to be the last person standing, and Mama is going to give you a show wiping off. So I know she looked at Meghan during the Queen's funeral and said, you know what? I like that. Show more human emotion. Check, right? Baby, everybody steals Meghan's stuff. Kate steals her clothes. Camilla steals the way Camilla thinks she's endearing herself to the public. Little does Camilla know it's all natural, but forget all that, right? We can drag Miss Horsey, apple wine lover, later. Baby, William has pulled out. What does that mean? This is on top of the fact that Great Britain News has reported that Kate will be in isolation. Now, listen, I want to give a shout out to my girl, Nicola. Nicola, thank you for actually emailing me with some tea. And Nicola actually wanted me to know something about Great Britain News. She said, baby, they are not the ones to be. She said she's from the UK and noticed that I quoted GB News. The channel is a Murdoch equivalent of Fox News in the US, a poor man's Fox channel. It's a cheap, nasty, racist channel. If you quote it, you will lose credibility. Don't. Now listen, right? It's a Meghan and Harry hating channel, and it's very, very white supremacy based. Just giving you a heads up. I just want to put this out for everybody. I was not quoting them to say I believe what they say. What I was doing was saying, I know that they are a Meghan and Harry anti-channel. I know they are pro monarchy. I know they are supremacists. I get all that. But baby, my job is to listen to what everybody's saying. The people on my side, the people looking at me crazy, and also the people that want me out of here and off the planet. My point in saying this is, if the bastion of Lord Voldemort, if the bastion of the monarchy is saying that there is something wrong with Kate, I think we can all believe that there's something wrong with Kate. That's my point. Not to hold them up as an authority, but to say if your team, the people that are literally your biggest cheerleaders, are literally clowning you, talking about, William, where's Kate? You're going to comment on her? What's going on? If they are releasing stories saying that Kate will be in an isolation recovery and it's going to be very difficult, but she'll receive support from afar from William and her family, what is that saying? What is that telling you? Sometimes it's good to listen to what the enemy's saying because they will tell you more about what's going on in their camp than any of us can speculate. They said Kate is now in isolation recovery, isolation for an abdominal surgery. William was set to go to his godfather, who he's close with, funeral, and pulled out at the last minute for personal reasons. He refuses to say what those personal reasons are. And then GB News and all these people speculate, oh yeah, Kate's recovery is going well. What personal reasons do you have, William? Unless your Jack Daniels had run low, if you can even believe that. What other personal reasons do you have? I ask of you, I beg of thee. What do you have? You have the kids and you have Kate. That is the personal issues that will keep you supporting the monarchy forever. What else is going on? The fact that this is going on in our faces and their own bastions are reporting on this. But we're in this groupthink. Listen, maybe we can trade conspiracies all day. And you know I love it. I have a video of a few coming out. But at the end of the day, the call is coming from inside their house, okay? The Spanish medias are starting to say that Kate is in an actual coma, but they started off saying medically induced. I said in my last videos, yes, a medically induced coma can turn into a real coma. But the Spanish media, she has said several things. I find her authoritative. I find her, but let's be real. She said first medically induced. Then she said, because they said she had to be put into a coma. Then she said that she is no longer in that medically induced coma. And now she's saying it's a coma. I see that it flows in. Concha is going to get to her sources and find out definitive what is wrong, because I believe that Buckingham Palace is strategically leaking this. I also believe that what's going on with Kate is too big for anybody at all to cover up. It's too big. It's too big. But let's get into this personal matter that William has pulled into that really has everybody, even the BBC. And again, I'm not from the UK, but to tell you the truth, I don't see any difference between the BBC's coverage and GBN's coverage, except for the fact the BBC might have maybe somebody of minority saying what they will, but they don't have a position of power. Again, I am from the US looking out, looking in, but when I look at what people do in totality, I think the BBC upholds the Tory government, upholds right-wing ideologies in a more horrible way than GBN, because GBN, we all know they're trash, right? However, BBC puts on a calm demeanor. They act like, well, let's talk and get to the truth. When at the end of the day, they have turned into nothing but a Tory talking head. Again, this is my opinion from the outside looking in. Y'all, anybody over in UK, you can hold the outside, but I'm just saying, when I see what they actually stand for, when I see their coverage of Harry, Meghan, racism, all this stuff, yeah, every now and then they let a minority come on and say their piece, but they uphold. Let's not forget it is run by one of William's Tory stooges. So whatever, right? Anyway, they said Prince William pulls out of the memorial service due to a personal matter. Yo, did Kate take a much, much, much needed turn for the worse in her isolation? Who needs to recover in isolations from abdominal surgery? They're already making excuses for why William won't be there. William won't be involved. William can. According to Concha, she said that Kate never left the hospital, and she also hinted that she was never in that hospital. Whatever's going on with Kate, they said that they built something makeshift around Kate. Now, let's also not forget that every single palace has a hospital. And baby, I mean a full hospital in the palace. If Kate was in a coma, if Kate was, and I believe that there is something that she's incapacitated and we can't see her. If Kate was, they could all handle that internally. You know, they could handle that internally. Again, this is a last minute cancellation. He did it in the 11th hour. He dropped out of the ceremony and he is citing for personal reasons. Let's go to People Magazine, who also seems to be very Kensington Palace related. I'm just saying, you guys, when you read these articles, and I'm sure most of the squad, you know, so I'm preaching to the choir, but baby, let me have my moment. You have to look at the people that are sympathetic or in Kensington Palace's pocket to get to the truth, because they're the ones that are going to accidentally tell on themselves. They're the ones. They said Prince William dropped out of a ceremony to honor his godfather, King Constantine in Greece, due to a personal matter, Kensington Palace says. Do you see how they're already trying in American media to downplay how weird and scary what actually happened? He dropped out of a ceremony to honor his godfather, King Constantine of Greece. You mean he pulled out of speaking at his godfather's funeral for a personal matter? Do you see how Kensington Palace tells on themselves the way they worded it? Because they dropped out of a ceremony, you mean a funeral, to honor his godfather. Yes, the ceremony you dropped out of was actually giving a speech. William pulled out of the service on Thanksgiving at St. George's Chapel and Windsor Castle on Tuesday. The personal matter is not related to the health of his father, who was recently diagnosed with cancer. But they did not say and refused to say that it was not related to Kate. They said William was reportedly due to give a reading at the service, was due to attend without his wife, Kate Middleton, who is recovering from her recent ab surgery at home in Adelaide Cottage on the Windsor estate. Already, they're doing misinformation. You've already told her the last time she was in Sandringham on Norfolk, and now you're saying that you're trying to lead us to believe she's back at Adelaide Cottage. She is not. While the palace didn't indicate whether Williams' absence was due to Kate's recovery, a palace source tells People she continues to be doing well. Yeah, again, the smokescreen, misdirect. Constantine, the last king of Greece, William's godfather, and probably their cousins, right, died on January 23rd at 82. Among the congregation for the service was the widow Queen Anne Marie, their son Crown Prince Pavlos, his wife Crown Princess Marie Chattel. William informed the late king's family he was unable to attend he said ahead of the event. What do you mean ahead of the event? The event just happened. So that means you told them last night because they had you on the roster to speak. Camilla formerly led the British royal family, stepping in for her husband, Charles, who's undergoing cancer treatment. The Greek press is saying it's pancreatic cancer, but who knows? She's canceled. Charles has canceled most public facing duties. However, he's still letting us see pictures of him. She was joined by family and friends and as well as royals from around the world. You guys, among the members of the British royal family walking into St. George's Chapel on Tuesday were Andrew, Sarah, Beatrice and her husband, blah, blah, blah. Also, Princess Anne attended, Zara Tyndall, and Mike Tyndall attended. The links between the British and Greek royal families are strong, and Constantine was a close friend of both Charles and Queen Elizabeth. Her husband, Philip, was born in Crete and was a first cousin to King Constantine's father, Paul I. I told you they were Germans. Prince William is himself, and when I say Germans, I mean in any time. William is himself godfather to one of Prince Pavel's children. Constantine is William's godfather. You guys, I don't understand what is going on. You guys, the monarchy, for all you guys who are saying the monarchy will never fall, the Greek monarchy was abolished in 1973, after which the last king lived in exile in Britain. Wow. So he lived in the UK, though he returned for some short visits, including 2024, blah, 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 blah. He was only able to live in his country again in 2013. Listen, William did not attend his funeral last year. Instead, he asked his relative, Lady Gabrielle Windsor, to represent him. It was a poignant choice, as Lady Gabriella is daughter of Princess Michael of Kent, the first cousin of late Queen Elizabeth, to whom Constantine was a close friend. Gabrielle and William also share a link. Constantine was godfather to both of them. At the funeral, Princess Anne stood. Listen, let's move on with this. Where the F is Kate? You guys, you are now pulling out for a huge personal matter related to Kate. For those of you guys that think the monarchy can't fall, the Greek monarchy was abolished in 1973. The British royals know how quick everything can change. They know how they are smoke and mirrors. They will not do this. This is embarrassing for William. It's embarrassing for his country. It's unprecedented. Now, ask yourself why. Ask yourself why. And I'll tell you why. It points back to the same thing. There is something gravely wrong with Kate. It does not matter if we know the exact reason. We know there is something wrong. And listen, Sussex Squad, I would implore all of you, don't take anything, People Magazine, BBC, the GBN, all those places, don't take anything they say as a matter of truth. But if you start reading and looking at what they're reporting, if you go to the Daily Mail, if you go to the Mirror and actually read the words instead of the headlines and stuff, I know, because it's vile, it's putrid, but that will get you closer to the heart of what's happening of anything. They literally just confirmed to us that William canceled a key appearance for personal reasons. And he said it wasn't related to his father, but he refuses to say whether it was related to Kate. And that's all we need to know. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.